One more time, just to put it in a nice, neat little package for you. The Brian Kelly departure from Notre Dame to LSU is the latest example that college football, using players who are students, and they are student athletes, and it is a college campus on which they live and ply their craft. It's professional sports. A coach of one of the most storied programs ever. They make movies about it. They're an outlier in this world. Still an independent program with their own package, their own sports package with the company that runs this streaming service you're seeing us on right now. We're like Notre Dame. We're partners with NBC Sports, the Rich Eisen Show. And by the way, if you guys play today, you have to play like champions. Right. Okay. Yeah. I won't have a sign for you to hit when you come out here. Maybe I should. But my point is this. It's professional sports when somebody who is part of that program goes to another program for a $100 million contract with incentives. 10 years, $100 million. Where does that ring a bell? That's what Gruden got from the Raiders. And we're talking about this is one of the most expensive and tenured contracts ever given to a professional coach anywhere. And Brian Kelly just got that from LSU. And he's taking the job, even though in days his team could be in the college football playoffs right now. If he's going to LSU for a better chance to win a championship, he's got a team that can win one right now if things break his way. And he's taking over a program that was won by a coach 2 years ago. A championship was brought to LSU. Ed Orgeron was the king of all he surveyed in Baton Rouge. And he was the ultimate culture fit for that town and that program. And they bounced him 2 years later. That's professional sports. And the guy who takes it is a guy who can win a championship right now. I don't want to ever hear again college football players who don't play in their bowl games when there's nothing to play for, no championship to play for. They say, we're not playing. I don't want to hear anybody say that they're not loyal, they're leaving their teammates high and dry. They're making a business decision, just like the people at LSU made a business decision to bounce their national championship winning coach from 2 years ago and hire a guy and pay him $100 million in a state university system from Notre Dame and take him and bring him there. Same thing with Lincoln Riley going from Oklahoma to USC. He's making his business decisions. Can you believe it? Again, this is just a couple years ago. Christian McCaffrey got any amounts of grief about not playing in the Stanford bowl game. Remember that? And he was talking about he's a bad teammate, and that would be a red flag at the NFL level. And part of the reason why is he didn't want to get hurt, and that's part of his problem now for 2 years running in the NFL is staying healthy. I don't want to hear another word when a player says, I'm transferring. This is the world, the people that they are following into the sport. They're the ones who are taking their business decision out of there. These players follow these coaches to the program, buying what these coaches are coming into their house in front of their family and looking them in the eye and is selling.
Talking to their moms, Rich.
And Brian Kelly was doing that, according to Dan Wetzel, just yesterday, and then left the house and within hours took the job.
That's crazy.
Wow.
But that's timing. And the reason why the timing's happening now is there's a recruiting period in 15 days. You got to get on that. So whoever's setting up the schedule of when you can sign players and what signing day is, you know what I'm hearing? Win or lose, what Jim Harbaugh's doing next week of the Big Ten championship game? He's recruiting. He's got to. It's what everybody who's making the college football playoffs is going to be doing next week. Yeah, you got to look over the steering wheel. You got to stay competitive. Got to keep up with the Joneses or the Georges. So this is the world they've set up. I don't know who's decided to set that up, but you're putting your coaches and your programs in a very tough spot. You've got a guy who can make the college football playoffs now, leaving that team now to go to a team that just won it 2 years ago but fired their coach anyway. Professional sports people. It's what it is. Call it what it is. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.